Hi, Dyslexic Genius here. I'm back on the Amberola A1 and I want to show you the work I've done and what it takes to do a phonograph. You notice I re-blued all the screws because the customer ordered that. We clean everything next to godliness, so everything has to be clean. These shafts here have a pin that sticks out. So you have a big shaft with a little pin that fits into this. All this has to be cleaned. You need to flex hone the holes where all the bearings go. And at the end of the, right here, we use the flex hone. Flex hone all that out. And then the pin that sticks out of the shafts, you want to micro polish those with 600 grit sandpaper. You know, when you assemble it, the reason you flex hone is because you can hold both bearings with the screw loose and you can move the whole back and forth. You can move this whole gear train piece back and forth like this to slide it. And then once you get it in position, you want it just to have a little bit of play, like that, just a little. All those have to have a little bit of play down here. And then the governor has to have just a wee bit of play too, just a little bit of gap there. And after you've done all that and you've set everything up, you give it, this gear turns this way. So if you give it a little turn, now you see how quickly it came up to power. So if we had the spring barrels hooked up and this was in here and this was turning, the whole motor would come alive. And that's what we're looking at. Also in the videos on the A1, I showed you how to rebuild the belt tensioner pulley because it was all gummed up. And then on one of the earlier videos, I talked about bronze bushings in the arbor because we have wear on both parts where this sits and because this thing tilts like this. And this also puts a drag on your motor, which it won't run. It'll run. I mean, you don't have to do this, but this just helps it run a lot smoother and a lot better. And then on the spring barrels, we flex honed everything out. And you can see I've taken the ratchet assembly apart and totally cleaned it on both sides. We have a little staining here from oil because they were probably using car oil on it at one time. There's a lot of crud on this motor, and I showed you how to paint the drive gears on these. And this is what it takes to do a phonograph properly. I'm going to put this aside because I'm waiting for some nickel work to be done on things. And I will start a Victrola number 3 outside horn and show you how to do that. And that's my tip for the day.